y'all, and welcome to another Impromptu Debate You. We will see what the actual subjects are tonight. I'm excited, so the title may actually change. I have a debate about debates, religion, and the LGBTQ, but it could be really anything in these theistic sort of channels. I am already running late for them, so I'm going to just quickly give some shout outs and then we're going to head over there. But please don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. All of the fantastic things that YouTube has you saying in your sleep. Like, follow, subscribe. I said it. And as well, don't forget to share the episode or leave a comment when it's done, as well as sending love to all the people who hit the all button on the bell icon, because that's how you actually see our premieres or join our live streams, and I get to say hello to everyone, like, what is up, Udif? What is up, everybody? And wonderful ways to support the show. You can send in super chats and we'll interact with them. You can send in you can join channel membership and send in the channel membership equivalent of super chats, and well as again all the emojis and our evolving badge system, which triggers creationist, as well as our Patreon at patreon.com/Amy Newman, along with awesome channel members and Patreons like Dale and Chris and Davegar and Rachel and Ian and Rejos. And all right, I'm going to send love out to James W., the entire Skeptic and Ranting community. What's up, God equals the square root of -1. But at this point, I don't want to stall at time. I want to get my butt over there. So let me make sure I'm sharing screen. Please tell me if the sound is off or anything like that. I'll try and show your comment up on the screen, especially if you tag me at Amy Newman. But let's go have some fun.
It looks like they actually are.
Oh, we got Abby here.
Oh shit!
Hello.
Oh shit! Hello, I'm you.
How?
They've been waiting for you. Now, who wanted to talk with him?
Yeah, the pronouns begin.
No.
Well, I thought you wanted to talk with them. I think that's why he was getting Amy in here.
And I will say, if no one wants to talk,
Hey.
then I could just put out, God's.
No, we just wanted you to be here.
Oh, that was it?
I think they want to spectate whatever's gonna go on today.
Yeah.
It's like a listening party.
Yeah.
I love how Discord, when you talk with your mic muted, they tell you, "Hey, your mic's muted."
Oh, the shit talk.
Fucking dumbass.
Dex, you start. I'm bad at it.
No, I'm bad at it too.
No, you start with it. I'll keep going with you.
I came here to talk. I just came here to listen.
Get a homie's back, bro. Get a homie's back. Start it. Go.
Just get a homie's.
It's not gay.
Just fucking muted. No. I came here to listen like an actual debate, not just shit talk.
I'm pushing you to it. I'm pushing you to it.
No, I'm not good enough to debate really anybody. I came here to join an actual debate.
You are my cannon fodder.
Oh my god, thanks. That's all I am. Yeah, okay, look. I'm just gonna...
I'm joking. Hey, you're muted.
Yeah. I'll put, not only is it
Abby,
factual
you
that
stink,
no God
bro.
seems to exist, thank you, but it also seems to be that being gay
God
is quite okay.
does exist.
He does. Why?
I don't need to explain.
Have you ever thought about it?
Okay, so I want to ask, what is your proof that God doesn't exist? Like, why do you think he doesn't exist?
So I would say the pinpoint, the first we should start with is there's no good evidence for a God. Once we start with there's no good evidence for a God, we could start to create proofs for why there are no gods. Would you be able to answer maybe 2 questions so I could create a premise and 2 premises and a conclusion?
Sure, why not? Just ask me questions.
Okay. Does everything that exists have a cause?
I'd say so, yeah.
Does God exist?
Yes.
All right. Everything that exists has a cause. God exists, therefore God must have a cause. So what is God's cause?
I mean, to my expectation, my beliefs that God is supernatural, right? He isn't conformed to our laws. He isn't conformed to like nature's laws. Like why would he be conformed to having a cause if he created the damn thing? That's all I think.
Sure.
Is that if he can create things that are truly infinite, why does he need a cause?
But
And
then
we need
we'd
a
have
cause
to go
because we're not
back.
supernatural.
I don't mean to interrupt, but we'd have to then go back and say, then yes, there are some things without causes.
Okay. Then I answered the question on my part for you.
All right. And then if there can be things that have no causes, why can't the universe just have no cause?
Because the main thing is that the universe has a start, right? Like I think that things that have a starting point need to have a cause. Like that's what I believe, right? Like there needs to be something that created them. Like we have. I mean, there's certain points where you can see that, hey, it started here. Like how did scientists create like that? The reference that the Earth was created like was it 8? I think it's 18 billion years ago. Like how they find that, and I believe that
13.8.
they found that for the universe as well. I don't know the actual age, but yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure about this, but as soon as I've heard the Big Bang is like the farthest we can go back and observe, but it doesn't mean that's the starting point of the whole universe.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. So the Big Bang is the furthest that we can go back. However, there still would have been a something. It's just that we don't understand how time and space would work because it breaks down back then.
So Big Bang isn't meant to be the literal start. It's just meant to be the earliest point we can go to.
Yes. In fact, it's why space-time is so tied together. If everything is at a single point, you can't really have time because everything would be moving from point A to point A. It's not until you have an expansion event like the Big Bang that you can have point A to point B to point C.
Who's muting people?
It's just people just muting themselves, I guess. I don't know.
In fact, if you go into the room settings and they have a gray microphone, that means they self-muted. If they have a red microphone, it has been asserted.
Oh wait, if I go to the settings, I don't see settings. I'm not a moderator.
Not settings. How should I say this?
Look, if someone has a red microphone, like in the actual
Okay, I get it.
Yeah. Because everyone else in the call right now is just mute. It has themselves muted.
Okay. Keep going.
But I will say, I think part of the reason why I was invited here, and so I'll defend it, is that I think that people think that I'm rude to theists. And I think that sometimes, especially in chat, it can definitely come off.
It's not because you're rude, it's because you keep yapping about it. You keep throwing it in like everyone's face. It's not a pleasant way to tell someone you don't believe in what they believe.
But would you say proselytizing is throwing it in someone's face if someone's trying to spread the faith or try to help
what is the word?
Someone to the religion?
Forgive me, but forgive me, my vocabulary is that of a monkey's.
So proselytizing meaning like go and spreading the word of your religion. It depends on how they're doing it. If they're forcing, like quote unquote, forcing themselves,
but bro, I'm not the one spreading. Yeah, but I'm not the one spreading religion, so why throw in my face?
No, I'm like.
Also, can I just point out? Oh no, you weren't done. I'm sorry.
Sorry. Well, the question is are proselytizing a belief? Like we're not saying if you're for a religion or not, but do you think
I do believe there is a God? I do believe there is a God.
I'm asking you, do you believe that proselytizing belief is okay as well? For me, my answer is I don't really care as long as you're not shoving it down someone's throat, right? Like if I'm not going and disrupting someone, hey, do you want to learn about Jesus or do you like that's what I'm like. Just when someone's trying to go about their day, if someone wants to talk to you, that's a fine version of proselytizing. But going out, interrupting people, and not interrupting their day, right? Just randomly telling people, hey, do you want to learn about God? I think that form of proselytizing is wrong. But if someone wants to listen to you, that's different.
Okay,
But
that's
Amy,
interesting
the
because
main reason why my problem with you is that just out of random in general. Like for me, my main problem is in general, right? People trying to talk. My main reason is that it's just random, right? It's just random in the middle of conversations. You make a point. Do I think it's only to make a point? No. If someone wants to take the time to review you, sure, but it's in the middle of maybe several other conversations that are happening at one time. I think that's
okay.
disrespectful to an extent. If you're trying to be, that's different. But like, I think it's disrespectful when people are having the conversations in general. When you just out of random send like like trying to debate someone on their beliefs, even though there is a channel for that.
Okay.
And I would say the way I separate it out is I don't do outgoing debates. Like I don't go to churches and say your God isn't real, or go to mosques and say your God
Yeah,
is
but
real.
you keep doing it in the Discord chat, in the general
Sure.
too. It's not even the religion chat.
Yeah, but it's the politics and religion general chat. It's basically a place where you debate. I also don't tag everyone and go,
It's not
your
even
God
like
isn't real.
general. It's not even a place where people debate. They just throw dumb shit at each other.
I would say it's all
That's
of
the way
them.
it
It's
is.
meant to be.
Yeah, maybe
It's-
it is meant to be.
Again, it's just my main problem is that people. Again, it is the general. It is politics from the religious server. But like, if someone's having do I think you can't say anything about religion in general? Like not in general the chat, but like just like in general, or not the religious channel. No, I think you can. It's just when people are having a conversation and stuff like that. People are having several conversations, and then like it's randomly just like, hey, God is real, right? When there's like a 2 or 3 other conversations going on, right?
Yeah. I think that's wrong too.
That's my problem with it. Do I think you can just say something in general, like in general when you want to? Yes, when it's interrupting another conversation that's going on, that's when I have problems with it. Again, it is a politics and religious server. You're right. But again, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but when there is another conversation going on, that's when I think it's don't try to say anything about it. Just try to let those conversations happen. If you want to join the conversation, go ahead. And when they stop conversating, when they make that point, yeah, sure, go ahead.
Okay, I would push back on that. I'm
And
not interrupting conversations. Okay. What I'm doing is saying something. I have things like the godless good morning, which I think is a opposite of people saying a godly good morning or a blessed good morning. And I oftentimes get a very visceral or emotional reaction to that, which I take as a sign that let's have a conversation about this. Clearly, it's an important thing to you. But I don't tag people and interrupt people having conversations with each other and try to interrupt whatever their Discord is. I also try to go out of my way to only...
Maybe it's not with the way you speak with people. It's maybe with how you look like or what you're like. Because to be honest, I'm being honest with you, no offense. The way you look doesn't make me want to talk to you.
That's okay.
Even if you said,
you have to understand
more.
that statement.
It's who you chose to be, okay?
But I could accept
But I'm just saying.
But can you at least grant me that I may not want to be people or around people who judge others by the way they look?
Yeah, maybe that's true, but
so we may be equal in this kind of, and so it may be fruitful to just find that kind of natural ground.
No, it's like a feeling. I never said it to you. It's like a feeling.
Well, can I tell you the number one? I continually point out that there are 2 reasons.
It's not just how you look like. It's the vibes you give too.
Sure, but there's
I'm sorry.
2 reasons. It's okay. There are 2 reasons. It doesn't hurt my feelings. There are 2 reasons to be anti-LGBTQ, and I get a lot of flack from these 2 groups.
Yeah.
But that is either to be religious or to be in the closet. Sometimes both. I ask people who continually say, I'm none of these, never in my life. And I'm like, okay, what's the rational reason for why you're anti-LGBTQ? And they're like, they just make me sick. So it's like a sushi argument. You don't like something, and so we ban it. We get away from it. We don't allow others to interact with it. And so if your argument is, I don't want to interact with you because you're ugly, I mean, that's generally...
That's kind of fucking stupid.
That wasn't my argument, though.
Because of the way
what I said.
Look. What if I said, I don't want to I don't.
What
wanna
I
interact-
said.
Okay.
What I said.
What did
whether
you say?
look, it's either how you look or the vibes that you give. Any of those make me not wanna talk to you. And
Okay.
it's
Well,
like
can't
I don't
change
wanna
the
like
vibe.
respond to your comments, whatever you say in the chat. I just pass by it. To be honest with you, I pass by most people on the chat. I just say some random dumb fucking shit and leave. So it's not just meant towards you, but
But
I
do you
just
think that there
give,
may
like-
be things offensive to
I just-
atheists or
I just give
LGBTQ people
maybe
in
an
chat
example or a
minorities?
reason as to why people may be bothered with what you say.
Do you think
or why
there
you're
may be
there
a
in the chat.
person with dark skin and they see people in chat and they see things just spreading absolutely horrible memes, degeneracy, just all sorts of terrible things, and they go, you know what? I may not want to interact with that person.
Yeah, like, yeah, if someone was spreading, like, doing that kind of shit, yeah, maybe.
Okay, but that's like
I wanna
half the
talk to these.
chat.
I see a lot of homos in the chat. I don't fuck with them.
I mean, I guess if you're saying you're straight,
I mean-
that goes by definition, no pun intended.
I look that either way how you look at it, I'm
Can't help
homophobic.
myself. Sure, but
Being
that
scared of gay people is kind of wild.
yes, I will also point out there is good data to show that homophobia is highly tied to homosexual arousal.
I don't get why they use the word homophobia because like it's phobia means
It's not like a word that they use. Like you look at some dude fucking some other dude's ass.
So you're
What's so
scared of it.
arousing about that? What's so arousing about someone's ass?
Really? No, like I'm just saying, like, are you scared of it?
I'm a
Like,
man, dude. I'm not a fucking.
I always thought it
homo.
funny.
And yes, it is. Can I ask? You're saying, how would you find a person's ass attractive? Have you ever found a woman's ass attractive?
What is this?
I don't understand why that's an inappropriate question,
Dex,
bringing up the
go ahead,
framework of the
go-
question you just asked.
Dick,
You just said,
Dick,
"Oh my God, I
look,
could never think
no,
how
let
someone
him-
would find."
let him take.
That's
Let him take the
basically-
conversation off of thing. I don't want to debate with this anymore.
Yeah,
Well,
this
a better
is getting
question
a bit
is that-
strange.
A better question is that how couldn't like gay people, how couldn't anyone be attracted to women?
What?
Like men. How couldn't a man be attracted to women? Like I don't understand how they're exclusively attracted to men. That like blows
Dude.
my mind. That actually blows my mind.
Woman?
Like I would expect like most gay dudes to be bi. Like, but it's kind of not. I don't think, right? Like they're exclusively attracted to men.
Yeah, like
Being gay is
respectable
bad.
said in chat, it's mental derangement. That's
It's a
how it is.
sin.
I was gonna stream this.
Like, I just
until,
don't understand
like
how-
like men's ass.
Like I don't understand how a man can't be attracted to a woman sexually, like just automatically. Like they can't not be. Like there's no
they
way
are.
gay. There's no way that gay people actually exist. Like that's what I'm saying. Like they're all bi,
What?
right?
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Like it's just
All I'm doing is agreeing.
like there's
Wait,
no way
are
they
you
can
claiming-
deny their biology, like deny their biological like.
Are you claiming
desires.
everyone is bisexual?
No. All gay dudes are attracted to women. So
That's
I'll
factually
gay.
not true. I don't know why you would say that.
Well, I just don't. I can't wrap my head around it. Like I know it's not probably true. Like, but I just don't understand
But
it. How
are you
like,
bisexual?
how they can't be. No. Like I don't understand like how they can't be attracted to women because they're men, right? And they have like testosterone flowing through them.
Sure, but they don't
I just
find
don't
men
get it.
attractive. They're turned on by a straight, flat chest. They like hair. They like people, who may be stronger. That's a secondary characteristic. They're still strong women, but
I'll take a break for 2 minutes.
I don't know. Like
Smoking cigarette.
the
That's the kind of
exclusivity.
thing of like there's
attraction
certain
to men is
features
just-
they. I guess there's certain features they like that are more common in men. Because like usually like a straight flat chest, you're not gonna find that in women much. Not really. I guess like say like again
Yeah.
what Amy said. I guess I still don't understand it because it is kind of like almost biology that men and women are attracted to each other basically to an extent. So like I don't get it either, but it still happens, yeah.
True. Yeah, for sure.
I find an analogy of sex the equivalent to food. People often like a whole variety of different foods, and often the food that someone eats is going to be gross to you, and the food that you eat is going to be gross to them.
This is like the worst analogy though, because like this is what I mean. Like, who's gonna not like apple pie? And
I don't like apple pie.
Who likes rotting apples with like maggots in it? Like, that's basically what being gay is like to normal people. Like, it's like so revolting, and like being you know.
But
and,
you understand that when a gay man
to the opposite sex is like being attracted to apple pie or liking apple
the
pie.
last good Star Wars show was the.
It just doesn't make sense. Like, I don't understand how.
Hold on. I watched the whole thing.
One sec. Like, if you like rotten apples, that's fine. But that doesn't mean you don't like apple pie.
My opinion was one of the heavy minority got killed.
When a gay man looks at a woman, it looks like, in this analogy, rotten apples. And when he looks at a man, it looks like an apple pie. And he looks at you and he goes, why wouldn't you want to eat the apple pie?
Yes. Okay, that makes sense. That makes complete sense to me. Thank you for that.
Look, I gotta say something, whether you like it or not.
Okay.
I've seen a lot of weird ass people that do fucking gay porn, and they literally post it as gore. I know it's the same thing, and being nude and gore, it's the same thing, but still, that's kind of fucking gross.
How did we get to this?
It's because of what we were talking about, like.
I was hoping like having an actual
how do you find a man attractive?
Fucking each other.
I just wanted to have
my question is, how do you find a guy?
Hold on. Amy, you wanna talk about if God exists?
That's my bread and butter.
All right. So you wanna start talking about this right now?
Sure. So far,
that's
all right. So you don't believe in God, right?
I do not.
Just any god, right?
So I do not believe that the Abrahamic gods exist or the Omni gods, and I'm open-minded towards other gods, if they exist or not. I don't think they do, but they could.
Okay. So, would you agree? Okay, let's say let me. Sorry, go ahead.
So why do you reject the Abrahamic gods and whatever the Omni gods are?
Wait, we have to define God first, and then.
Okay.
So sure. Would you agree with the definition of God being?
I have.
What was the definition?
I have what I call the modern definition of the God. The modern definition, or the new definition of a God, is a monotheistic creator being that is omnipowerful, all-present, creator of the universe. This is the new version of the God.
Literal
the old version
of God, not just the Abrahamic version.
Sure, and then the old version of a God was a super person, just anyone who could live way longer and have superpowers. So Thor would have been a god, and Odin, and
well,
Poseidon,
it could be anything. Any object.
It could be anything.
Anything, yeah. Anything can be worshipped as
like the reason you just said, it's like that's like the monotheistic. That isn't a new thing. That's Judaism has a monotheistic God that's been around for a long time. But like that's not
2,000 years.
God means new
or so about new.
Okay, I posted the definition in. I'm writing the definition in chat, in general chat. Just tell me if you agree with that one. Ultimate being that all facts depend or derive from.
Yeah, I would call that the new version of God.
So you don't believe in that, right?
Yes, I think that doesn't exist.
All right. Okay. So we could start. I could prove that to you. So do you believe that time has a beginning, or you don't agree that time has a beginning?
I believe that 13.8 billion years ago, time began because of the expansion event. Doesn't mean the universe, but time.
Okay. And would you agree that the definition of time would be measurement of change? Do you agree with that definition?
Sure, I'd accept that.
All right. So for time, when time emerged, time is not, so now when we're talking about time, it's not something real. It's just like Since it's a measurement of change, is just a concept, right?
No, it's real. It's tied to space and time are one and the same. So if space is real, time is real. If time is real, space is real.
Okay, but time isn't something like concrete that you could look at. Time
Right,
is
yeah.
like
Disagree.
it's a concept, right? Do you
Well,
agree
I
with
mean,
that?
disagree. It is
he's saying
something
that
concrete.
he's actually agreeing that time and space is one in the same. Like you can't separate time. Time is not a separate thing. Time space is
Exactly.
a unity. A unity.
So,
Yeah.
so
I think that's
so
what
we
he's
could just
saying as
say, yeah.
She, but
So
I'll
instead
let
of
that go.
instead of saying that time began, we could say a first change began, right? You agree with that?
Yes, so without an expansion, there can only be moving from point A to point A. I was going over this a little bit before. It's not until
Mhm.
you actually have space that you can allow for things to change.
well. Or you could have one eternal thing that hasn't changed forever, and
Indeed.
you know.
So before,
Right.
okay, so here's my argument. So now, if time began, right? So the first change happened, right?
Okay.
Before that change, there is something ultimate. It's either conscious or unconscious, right?
So can we just stop before we get there? Because I don't know how you
Sure.
made the claim that it's ultimate, and claiming something is conscious is just seems like a silly claim to me. So you would have to justify
No,
that.
I'm saying it's either. No, I'm giving a dichotomy. It's either
That's
conscious
not a
or
true
unconscious.
dichotomy. Yeah, there we go. There's a true dichotomy. It is
Well,
either
that's what I said
conscious
from
or
the start.
unconscious. Yes.
Okay. So whatever that is ultimate, that was before time, because it initiated the first change.
I don't know why
It's
you
either
said
conscious or
ultimate, but
unconscious,
sure.
right?
Sure.
Well, like
Sorry?
anything eternal, I guess, is ultimate or supreme, the foundational
Yeah.
thing, I guess.
I would
Okay.
just go with eternal. Once you start
Yeah,
going into things like supreme, because they start to anthropomorphize thing like the ultimate good, but there's no such thing as an ultimate good.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
All right. So here's the problem: if it's unconscious, it has a mechanism. That means there's a mechanism that created the universe, right? That initiated the first
creations.
change.
Maybe initiated, but creation, very specifically, is a new term. Creations only are made by animals, so far as we can tell, and so they're very new within the universe is concerned. But formed, sure, or initiated. I'll take that.
So it initiated the first change. All right. So if that
Thank
thing
you
is
so much,
unconscious,
Khaleesi.
what's the mechanism? And it's timeless as well. What's the mechanism that would start the initiation?
So we don't know why the Big Bang went off. We know that dark energy is continuing to push everything in opposite directions in all directions. But to ask what was before the Big Bang starts to ask what was before time. And you're using causality to say
No, I
there was
didn't say
no-
what was before the Big Bang. I just said
Sure,
what initiated.
there can't
the
be an
first change.
initiation, though, because there can't be time, right?
All right, perfect. So you answered my question. There can be initiation. So if the cause is eternal, that means the event is eternal. The effect is eternal. So that means time should be eternal based on that alone. Basically.
There's nothing saying time can't go on forever, even with the heat death of the
Because
universe.
listen, if you're saying wait, so you think time at the start you said that time began, right?
I said that we had time with this expansion event. It might not have been the entry of the universe. I'm agnostic whether the universe is eternal or not because science doesn't know.
So you don't believe time began? Or you
I
believe time
believe
began?
that time came into being with the expansion event of the Big Bang. There was a singularity.
All right,
there
so
was not
time-
a nothing.
all right.
There couldn't have been a nothing so far as we can
All
tell.
right, so you agree that time began, right? So now if we go back to the point of the cause, if there's nothing to initiate it, that means it's either always been initiated, like always was creating like the pre-existing like factors that were needed for the universe to exist was always in function, or it never was in function. If it was always in function, that means the effect, which is the universe, would always exist. And if it was never in function, that means the universe would never exist to begin with. So do you agree with this?
I agree that it either was or it wasn't, but I'm still not sure how you figured out which one it is.
No, I'm saying both is impossible.
How are both impossible?
All right, because okay, let me think of how to explain it.
And also, after we get through this, can we just talk about how I believe that God is contingent on us, and so he wouldn't meet the requirement for us. He is, not only is God changing, but God changes a lot from theist to theist, from religion to religion. God will continue to change.
Sure, but we first need to prove that God exists.
But there is still
That's
the
true.
idea of
All right,
God
so
in every
so-
religion.
so whatever the cause,
Unfortunately.
whatever causes time, it cannot be initiated, right? If it's unconscious, it doesn't have an initiation, right?
No, I don't understand. So, again, like an initiation, if you mean like a natural thing, like a supernova explosion, but a creation wouldn't have happened at before time, if that's even such a thing, or at the beginning of time, because there's no brains or minds for anything to be conscious. So there would need to be a reason for a conscious being to exist before time, even though that seems to be a contradiction.
No, it's not a contradiction. The only reason a conscious being has to exist before time because all the other options don't logically work. That's why. That's the
No.
only reason.
But a
because-
conscious being
okay.
doesn't make sense. So why would we plug that in?
It does. Why doesn't it make sense?
Because a conscious being is made of multiple parts. It needs not only a brain, but a mind, an operating system. These types of things that are new and only existing in animals have no reason to exist in a god. God seems to be more of a plot device than anything else.
All right, so when we're talking about something ultimate, it doesn't have parts. So that's the first issue. When you say that if it's conscious, that means it has to have parts. Since it's ultimate, it doesn't have parts. It's just one. It's unity. It's just one. So it doesn't have parts.
If it doesn't have parts, then it's not alive.
Well, it's metaphysical, so it could be conscious and not have parts.
I don't see how
Because
that's possible.
Because since you're saying space and time are together, right? So
Yes.
space emerged and time emerged, and something caused space and time to emerge.
Yeah, I don't know if space
Whatever
emerged.
caused it.
We've been talking about time, but everything was in the singularity, and it wasn't until the singularity started to expand.
Where was
We
the
have-
singularity, and when?
You say where and when. Where
Yeah.
was the universe and when? I'm not sure, because it seems to be that we can't have anything besides that 3.8.
Well,
We
if
can't
space
go
did-
further than that.
I should say, if space didn't exist, how could there be anything?
I ask theists that every day.
Oh.
If space
Yeah, like,
didn't
it just
exist,
doesn't make
how could a
sense,
god
right?
exist?
Yeah, like the singularity makes zero sense, right? Like even if it's a
factually
one dimensional point, even that's space, right?
Sure,
So
that's
space
why
existed.
I'm saying time came
So
into
they
with the Big
they
Bang,
presuppose
not space.
space.
Space existed
Yeah,
with the singularity.
True, like they presuppose space existed for eternity, right? To put the singularity there.
It could have. I don't really know what eternity.
Well, that's what they do. That's what they do. Like science, like to have a singularity, they must have space, or it's just yeah.
Sure. So because of Hubble's law, stating that everything is redshifted, moving away from us, we can deduct, along with the cosmic microwave background radiation, that the Big Bang occurred. It doesn't disprove God.
Right, but that would mean that space always existed, right? For eternity, like the
could have.
singularity always existed, and then all of a sudden something happened that changed it.
Yeah,
It
that's
could have
okay. That's basically what I'm pointing to. So, if whatever made it change is unconscious, what would initiate it? Since it's timeless, it's impossible for
Right.
it to be initiated. So it's either always been initiated, like always been, like we can't
Actually,
say
yeah,
always been
Amy,
initiated.
you
but
actually
you get my point.
Yeah, you have to assume a supernatural event, Amy. It can't be
Exactly.
natural.
It's either always been initiated. That means if the cause has always been there, then the effect would always be there. So
Can
the
I
universe would
ask
always be there.
what that
Or the other options,
supernatural
which
event
it never
is?
been initiated. If it's never been initiated, that means
Well, yeah,
that the
the
universe
all
would
of a
never
sudden,
exist.
yeah, the all of a sudden something happened that they say that
Sure.
caused the Big Bang? That's the supernatural event.
I don't know why.
So
you're
you believe in
defining
two
that.
gods, actually. So you believe in two gods, Amy. You believe in the singularity, the eternal singularity, and this other supernatural thing that caused the supernatural, so the singularity to initiate. So you're actually a polytheist.
Are we defining supernatural as something we don't understand?
No, outside of space time.
Yeah. So your definition of
Yeah.
supernatural
So
is
what
anything
happened?
you're ignorant of.
No,
Yes?
you're ignorant of it, right? Because it's outside of space time.
Yeah, that's what I said. So we're agreeing.
Yeah, but that's what caused the Big Bang,
Supernatural
right? But that's what
means
caused the Big Bang, right?
ignorance. Well, no, we not only
Yeah,
do we
yeah,
not know
of course
what
that's what-
caused the Big Bang.
Oh, you don't know.
Yes, which is what we should say. We don't know.
But it had to be
but it
supernatural,
also-
right? That's why you don't know, because it had to be supernatural. Like there's no natural explanation. That's why they can't make an explanation, right? Because it's a supernatural event.
It had to be supernatural. No, under your definition, it can't
Well, yeah.
be, because once we
I mean, you're
figured it
losing
out,
speed on this.
then it wouldn't be supernatural anymore. Then it would just have a natural explanation.
Wait, I just want.
And there's
Amy
not
to
a natural
agree.
explanation, so, and they can't even pose one, right?
The natural
Because it is
explanation
supernatural.
is I don't know. Well, no.
No.
there is
They can't even pose a
supernatural
They can't even pose an even like a hypothesis for what happened,
exactly
because it was
That's
outside of
why
space-time,
They
right?
don't make
So it
one
was
up.
because it was supernatural, right?
No, I unless you're using the word
No.
supernatural to mean ignorance, in
No,
which case
I'm
they
saying-
don't put
no,
in a definition.
No.
Sure. So can I give you another good definition of supernatural being ignorance? So they think that, or creationists think that animals diversified through Noah. So that'd be a supernatural event because they don't know how they evolved, and they say magic happened. So just like you're saying, it's supernatural because magic happened, or ignorance, whatever one you want to fill in. But scientists don't say that. When they say they don't know something, they say, I don't know.
This isn't the issue. Isn't that this is about science? This is about having two propositions that contradict each other, like logically, like the three laws of logic,
Mm-hmm.
like law of identity, law of non-contradiction, and law of excluded middle. It's about this. So this has nothing to do with science right now.
Mm-hmm.
When we're speaking about time beginning to exist, right? And it's been initiated by something. That something is timeless. If it's timeless, and time is the definition of time is measurement of change, that means that thing cannot change. Once it changes, time starts, basically. If it's unconscious, what would make it change? That's the issue.
It could have
It
been
wouldn't change.
a fluctuation in some sort of value. It could have been
How would
it
a
could have
fluctuation happen if
a white hole.
it's an ultimate? How
I
would
don't
a
accept the word
fluctuation
ultimate.
happen?
That's not used in science. And we are talking about science. I know you keep on trying to say that it is a philosophical, metaphysical question, but it's a physics question, and so it's a natural question.
No, it's not, because space and time didn't exist, so it can't be about physics.
So if space
talking
and
about-
time doesn't exist, how did your God get here?
Because he's not physical. He's not bound by space or time.
Okay, so
So he doesn't need to get here because he's eternal. He's
they've
timeless,
just
eternal.
always existed.
Basically.
And what made them want to create the universe? What made them change their mind?
That's I don't know. That's just their will, but that's not really the topic right now. The topic is about
Sure. It also means they changed
taking
their
out all
mind.
the other
they're
options so
not
that
ultimate
you prove
or-
that there's.
They're
Sorry?
contingent. They change. There is contingency to them. God changed his mind. He wanted a universe to be here. He wanted time and space to exist. He's like, I'm getting bored.
Yeah, but that's not
I don't
change.
really
That's
like
not change
being
in their.
around here.
That's not change in their nature. That's change within. That's like change within the universe. That has nothing to do from their nature. That's not change within their nature. I'm just trying to get you to agree. So time exists, right? Time began, right?
Time
You agree with this?
formed from the expansion of the Big Bang. I
Okay.
do not believe
So-
in the Kalam's version of begins to exist. I think that phrase tends to be sleazy and con artistry.
I just want a yes or no. Do you agree time exists?
I do
Began?
not believe that
Time
time
began?
began to exist now.
So it's always been there.
Yeah, so it could have been. Yeah.
Time has always been there.
Could
That's
have
your
always been there. Could
view,
have been
right?
eternal, yes.
All right. So now here's the issue with time always being there. So right now we're at the present, right?
hmm
Okay. So for us to be at the present, the past has to finish, right?
Okay.
Do you get me until now?
I'm with you so far.
Okay. So how, if time never began, that means time is infinitely in the past, right?
Would be. No
No,
contradiction
that's
with
the
an
only
infinite.
option. If
With
it
an
never
infinite
began, that means
regression.
it's infinite in the past, right?
Could be.
Okay, what's the other option then?
Could be a Big Bang was the actual start of time. And time started 13.8
So that
billion
means
years ago, and
so
there's
that means you
nothing
don't
else
believe
before
time
that.
was infinite.
Means that we
Wait, so that
don't
means you
know.
don't
So the
believe
fact
time was infinite.
your answer should be you don't know. You actually don't know. You make up an answer, so you think you know because we call that theism. But the fact that science doesn't know means you don't know. You have no
Gaslighting
I'm not
is
idea.
listen, I'm not
crazy.
making up an answer. I'm
Gaslighting
giving
is
you
crazy as hell.
I'm giving listen, I'm giving you there is limited options. So I'm giving you all the options, and then we're going one by one, and I'm telling you why this one wouldn't work and why this one wouldn't work. So you should know what all the options are,
Sure, but if we
because
don't
they
have
stay
begins to
within
exist,
the realm of logic.
let's pretend that premise one of Kalam is wrong and nothing began to exist. Continue.
Nothing began to exist. That means time is eternal, right?
Yes.
Okay. So now, again, we're gonna go back to this. So to be in the present, the past has to end, right? For you to be in the present today, the past has to end, right?
Mm-hmm. God's past would have had to end. He would have had to have changed his nature and said, "I want humans to exist."
We're not talking about we're talking
So-
about the nature of time right now.
Sure, but we're also talking about, in your eyes, the person who
Okay,
made
so-
time.
All right. So now, since nothing began to exist, time has always existed, right?
I don't believe in nothing can exist.
No, since you're saying nothing began to exist,
No,
that
I'm
means
not.
time always existed, right? Does this imply time always existed?
It is the opposite
Because
of what I'm
there's always
saying.
been
Can
change?
you give evidence that a nothing has ever existed, please?
No, he's saying something has not ever began to exist. I probably put that wrong, but yeah.
No, I'm saying you, Amy, you said that nothing began to exist. That means there's always been something since forever. There's always been stuff
Rearrange
existing
your
and dying and
sentence
stuff.
without the word nothing. Take nothing
You're right,
out
yeah,
and rearrange
yeah.
it.
All right, sure.
Is this
You're-
debate done?
They've been doing it for
Actually-
thousands of years. There's no good evidence for theism. I love him. He's my brother. Like I said, the Kalam was the hot argument, but it's utter shit. And so they've moved on mostly to the contingency argument, but the contingency argument, not really that good either. And so they eventually move on to presuppositionalism and things like necessary.
I think the only interesting thing about you, Emmy, is that the fact you're able to hold out or hold your position in debates or hold yourself in
Thank
debates, which is interesting for a character. I'm just saying, just because I
that's
don't
a
feel
compliment.
like talking to you doesn't mean I don't like you, or it doesn't
I
mean
won him
like
over.
I have something hateful or like full of hatred towards you. No,
Is there
just-
like a text? Is there a text chat for the VC so we could put our points?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
there is. It's like
How
on
do you
the
find
side.
that?
It's like this button. Wait, let me screen share real quick.
Oh no, I found
See
it.
this one? Okay, good.
Yeah. Okay, I see it.
Thank you
Okay,
so
Amy,
much, Batman.
check the chat.
Good. I left.
All right.
I left the room by mistake. So what are we doing here? Hey Mary, open the mic.
Okay, so
Hey.
do you hold on, stop 1 sec. Okay, Amy, so do you agree that time began to exist? Yes or no?
No. Or at least I don't know.
No, so
and
time
no
always
reason.
exists. So you're saying time always existed, right?
It could have been. It's gonna keep
I'm
on
so
going in
confused.
circles. Like, it's
Are
gonna
you
keep on
saying
going
time
back.
always existed? It's a yes or no.
I don't know.
Please be clear. Okay. So you don't know. So there's two options. Either time always existed or time began to exist, right? These are the two options.
That's true.
Okay. So you want me? I'll explain now why time always existing is impossible, all right?
Okay.
All right. So for us to be in the present, the past has to end, right?
Okay.
I'll write it down.
This reminds me of that one dilemma. I'm trying to think what it's called. It's like the guy's
Do you
always
agree with the
trying
first
to
one, right?
move 1 centimeter.
Now the
Yes.
second one. The past is infinite. Since time never began, the past is infinite, right? You agree with that too?
That could be true. There is
All
no
right.
contradiction.
So you agree with both of them, right? Okay. How can an infinite end if we're in the present and the present has to end, the past has to end? How can an infinite end?
I'm sorry, what is ending in this example?
An infinite.
Yeah, but the universe doesn't end. So what are you using?
No,
as
we're
the
talking.
example?
No, now we're changing. We're talking about the time now. We're in the present, and the past is infinite. How would we ever get to the present if it's
We
infinite?
would have to get to a place where causality breaks down, like at a singularity or a big bang.
What do you mean by that? Causality breaks down? What do you mean by that?
So causality breaks down both in a singularity and a big bang, which they share direct similarities with one another. And it's because we don't know how to combine things that are very giant and massive, which would be under the realm of general relativity, and that which is very small. Because once you get to quantum mechanics, you get to things that are probability. And it means that the singularity was running things both at a general relativistic level and at a probabilistic level, which means that the universe was running on probability. It makes it very odd.
Okay,
when
so
you try
can
to
I
combine these
understand?
two
is
things.
fucking
Can I ask
crazy,
something?
yeah.
What does probability have to do with my question, my line of question, and time being infinite? Can I understand that, please?
Because it means time could have went infinitely in the back, and then there could have been some sort of probabilistic event that caused an expansion event, like a white hole, which is the opposite of a black hole, and that would explain things like the dark energy. I'm not saying that is true because that's a hypothetical scenario, but there are natural means to explain this. Supernatural, once again, not to keep on going back to it, plot device.
Well,
So this,
I'm
okay,
kind of
go ahead.
confused because like Amy, you're making it sound like science thinks that time is infinite, like, and that science has like these theories that you propose, but science doesn't think of any of that.
Well,
Like,
I
science
wouldn't
thinks
claim that they
time
say
did
they're
begin.
right.
Science isn't a person.
You know what I mean? Yeah, the
There
consensus
are
is that.
multiple scientific theories. It's not a consensus.
That's fair. The consensus, yeah.
Because as soon as
Yeah, that's what I meant by that.
as soon as they
But
tell
I
us
still
the
need to
data,
understand
I'll
how would we get to the present right now if time is
Does
infinite?
the consensus
That's my
consider
question.
Amy a real woman?
Yes.
Yes.
Generally speaking, the psychological and sociological community, in fact, the
Okay, I just wanted
academic.
to ask, mate. I don't need to yap. I don't need your life story, bro.
I mean, it wasn't my life story, but I get you.
They call you Amy Truman. You're a true man.
I thought about this. It would be true irony if my name was Amy New Woman, but it is funny. I get you.
Yeah, Amy Neo.
That would be
Woman
good,
or Amy
actually.
New Woman
That would be
hilarious.
funny.
That would be
Yeah.
sick. You should have your name legally changed to that.
That would actually kind of go hard.
But my name is legally changed already.
Okay, but can you?
How much?
I just want to understand how can you be in the present if the past is infinite? How would we get to the
Do you got to
present?
change? Do you got to change to pay? Okay, my bad. Go ahead.
Once again, because there
Yeah,
could
so
have
you
been an event that allowed for it. Could have been an infinite singularity, and then something happened that caused it to expand, and now we have expansion. We have time. I want to know how you can have a consciousness without a brain or
We
a
have
mind.
time. Wait, we have that means you're saying time began. You see, you're going against your word now. We're talking about time always existing, and now you're saying time began.
But at
because you're
that
saying
point, you
now we
need to
have.
separate out time and space because they weren't conjoined at that. Well, they were conjoined, but there was no ability for space. But there was not a nothing. It didn't just pop in.
Can you answer the question directly? If
I do.
If
I keep
there's
on
an
saying I don't
infinite-
know. I can
okay.
say I don't know 12 more times if you want.
Well, wait. Yeah, Amy already.
Well, the answer is it's impossible.
Well, hold on,
The answer is
Frosty.
impossible.
You're kind of missing the forest through the trees here because Amy already is admitting like she believes in God.
Admitting which one?
Oh
You're
my
saying
God.
that something. You're saying that there's an ultimate reality that has always existed, right?
Yes, that is true.
Right. So yeah, like
Even
Wait,
with
so you're not an atheist
solipsism,
anymore?
I
that
think
would
we
be
actually
true.
agree. Right. So you're not an atheist. That's the thing.
I
You
am
used to be an
I
atheist.
do not believe
Oh,
in
you are
God.
still an atheist, okay.
Well, see, this is why atheists have a God delusion. Like they really just don't know what God is, and they don't know when they believe in God. Like clearly you believe in God, but you consider yourself an atheist. It makes sense.
I mean, this is just my opinion, but we created gods because we didn't know things, and so we created superhuman versions of ourselves. We didn't know how the water system, the water cycle.
Well, yeah,
works.
like however we define God, that you believe in it.
It's a
Sure,
shame.
it's a
It's a shame we
concept.
can't prove that.
But I mean,
So,
at
like,
that
you're
point,
not
you're
an
saying
atheist.
I believe Harry Potter exists because the book
No,
is
you
real.
believe the ultimate reality
Yeah,
exists.
but Harry Potter doesn't have a long tradition of
And if we had
unbroken
if you believed in Harry Potter, yeah, like
Yes.
if we had Harry Potterist, yeah, you'd be a Harry Potterist, right?
Okay, but there are people that are Jedis, and so
Yeah, but that was created as a political rebellion. It wasn't actually created as a genuine religion.
I mean, so
was like a
are
troll.
half of the actual religions. Mormonism was created as a troll. What can I tell you?
It's not. Yeah, but it's not like a mainstream religion though.
Scientology.
I mean,
he
Hinduism
was an
wasn't created
atheist.
as a troll. Yeah, you're bringing up
Sure.
cults here, not religions.
Yeah, religion's a
For
successful
something to be
cult.
like in the Evolian sense, it needs like an unbroken tradition for it to be considered a faith or a religion. It can't just be like an obscure cult that someone decided, today I'm gonna believe that fucking Finnish people are orcs. Like, it doesn't mean anything. I can't just say that.
But they're just popular cults.
They aren't popular though, in the global scale. Compare that to how many Abrahamic people there are, or even Hindus or Buddhists, and then those numbers dwindle.
Wait, which point are we making?
That's
But that's not my
fucking
point.
fad.
That's not even my point. My point is that they're a fad. They're not like a traditional. Again, in the Evolian sense, they're not traditional, and they can't be considered really a faith or a religion.
What?
Include
that's a
Mormonism
no
in
true
that.
Scotsman.
It's not perennial. It's not no true Scotsman because there are true religion. Well, there are true religions insofar as they are
there's
like
thresholds. Yeah, there's thresholds for.
But like which? So let's think. Judaism was a cult.
So I'm not a
Christianity was
Jewish person,
cult,
but I'd say
Islam was
Judaism is a traditional religion. I'd say I'm not a Muslim, but I would also say Islam is a traditional religion. I'm not Christian, but I would also say Christianity is a traditional religion because they have unbroken lineages that can be followed traditionally and have existed generationally. I would say Mormonism is probably there too, considering how long it's been here. And it is an aspect of Christianity more so than anything.
So
Jediism, or whatever you want to call it. However, we have the root origin of what it's based on, unlike these other religions where it's a little bit more obscure and mystical and hard to figure out and debunk without using the theology against itself. With the Jedi mindset, we can see where it comes from. We know that it was created as a work of fiction and not a myth. There's a difference between fiction and myth. You know this. You're being facetious. And the fictional work can't be followed because it's just a piece of poop.
So it
and
blends.
Star Wars sucks too.
So Mormonism, you're starting to give them credit, but he just created it by looking in his hat and just creating it up. He created a religion or a language that doesn't exist. A reformed Egyptian. He tried to make his book sound old, and so he writes the book as if it was 2,000.
Well, I
years
don't know
old
much
instead
about
of-
Mormonism. Is this true, or did the person who wrote it genuinely think these things, or was it just done as a scam? I don't know.
He
much
was
about
a
Mormonism.
He was
con artist, yeah.
He was
yeah.
a con artist. He was found by the federal government multiple times.
Okay, then I'd
and
say it's the
chased
same as
by them.
Jediism. Then it's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Somebody
Yeah,
knows they're
Mormonism's
doing
pretty fucked
something
up.
as a
Yeah.
lie. It's fiction. They know that they're scamming people.
Mhm.
It's even worse. I'd say it's more contemptuous then.
But the only difference to me
But I didn't
then
know that.
is just whether they think that it was true or not. Because I view Jesus as a cult leader, whether or not he thought it was right or not.
Actually, that probably is a good differentiation of cult and religion, is if the leaders actually believe it or not. Like if they're actually scamming, that kind of works.
No, well, the word cult just means small and uprising religion. It doesn't mean that it doesn't have any negative connotations with it necessarily.
That's true as well.
I
Yeah.
don't think that's a fair. I don't think that's a fair description of the word, because there were like the cults of Mithras and like the fucking Dionysus in Greece, but they weren't. These people weren't like evil all the time. They were cults still. Same with Hinduism. There were plenty of cults in India that weren't evil. There were some that were evil, but
Yeah, it is actually looking very blurry.
Man, I would never read about India's history.
you sound black, so I think you have history anyway.
Oh, Jesus
You
Christ.
don't feel like you have history.
That's. Hey, I'm not so black, but let's just be fair here. I'm kind of 10.
India's got a rich history. Just does.
Still
maybe
got a-
5,000 years ago.
I don't care, bro. That whole country fucking smells like a shithole.
Vendetta is not a
It
cult?
used to though. It didn't always smell like a shithole.
What do you mean vendetta?
They didn't
Is
always
that a
eat rats
religion?
off the floor.
V
and
for
shit on the
vendetta?
street.
I mean, you got a fair point.
Yeah.
They
Overpopulation.
only started doing it once they started working with the Brits.
Well, they
No,
didn't.
they-
Well, the
they
Brits
were
are
doing
supposed to
it,
be
it
still
just-
doing it.
It's just signs of
Pontiac.
overpopulation.
The Brits are why they
Shut
stopped doing
the
it.
fuck up, man.
Brits are why they stopped
What?
doing it. We had to
Shut
civilize
up.
them. And then as soon as we left, they started
It's
pooping on the floor.
signs of overpopulation. The only kind of like the this, I don't know what you
No, I
think
don't
it
know
is.
if-
Like the only thing that's
yeah,
kind of
that's
weird is
probably
the
true.
Ganges. Is the Ganges River, but it only got nasty after overpopulation.
Yeah.
All right, I found
Yeah.
this.
Well, yeah, and it's like a sign of R and K life strategy as well. Having many children and then therefore not taking care of them, and you lower the life expectancy. Because
So-
there's more infantile fucking death.
So, overall,
So is that why? Is that why?
Shut up.
Oh, sorry. Continue. Fuck you.
And wait, what question didn't I ask, Frosty?
So I mean, I guess we got it to a point that you didn't get answers to Frosty about his questions, and so he left. I guess. What I have something to say to you, which is, you can take it with any way you want, but I think having a debate with you kind of leads to dead ends. That's the way I see it. At least from just watching the video where you've had
Maybe not dead ends, but circles.
circles. Yeah.
Dead ends would actually be better.
He was trying to go through Kalam, and I wasn't accepting the premise and giving him an I don't know, and that's what you should do with the Kalam, and he got frustrated because it's a shitty argument. No offense to him.
He still used an argument. He was trying to debate with you regardless. What I'm saying is, look, I'm not a very good debater. I don't debate at all. Maybe that's not my thing. That's not what I do in Discord. But in general, I think whatever kind of debate we can have with you would eventually lead to dead ends. And sorry for my English, it's kind of broken. It is
Fine.
broken.
No, I understand what you're saying. It's that
It's pretty good, actually.
I disagree with your premise.
What?
Because I think that we're coming to this frustration because it's atheism versus theism, but I find myself fairly centrist, modest person. I try to find common ground with everyone. And so if it was a political debate, I would try and find neutrality with you. It's just on this very specific subject, I find that some of my comments are very blasphemous. If I talk about Mary not being a virgin, if I talk about Muhammad orally creating the Quran, they get mad at me. And it's not because I hate the theists or because I want to be mean
I
to
think that's the
them.
least contemptible thing you can talk about the Prophet Muhammad, but that's just me.
But I understand where his frustration was, because when you try to go to
So,
I don't
like,
wanna say
wait,
these
Amy.
scripts, but when you try to go towards these specific arguments, they want a yes or no because they have answers for both yes and no. Oftentimes, when the correct answer is I don't know. They're trying to lead you down somewhere, but if the premise
Well, the
is
correct
faulty,
answer is only I don't know if you don't know, or you don't
Indeed.
want to answer yes or no.
that is indeed true. But I don't like pre-subs who berate people
Ah, that's true.
who
Yeah,
don't
yeah, yeah.
answer. Or not
Yeah,
don't
pre-subs,
answer, who say don't know and don't take that as an answer.
Fair, yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I get you for being a little bit defensive, but yeah, what was his name?
Okay,
Frosty.
okay. Even though I find you like talking in general like randomly kind of annoying, you're kind of a level-headed person. I'm just gonna say that in DC at least. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like Amy.
Yeah, there's not many people I meet like that are that have the same characters like trans and who try to debate against religion. There's not many people that are. Usually, people like servers like this, they're just straight just assholes.
Yeah.
But yeah, people on both sides can be just straight assholes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I can also come off just more harsh in chat because it's just so dry. And
yeah.
And then also, it's kind of hard to tell what people mean on text. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Unless you get the weird people that send emojis with every single message.
That's maybe
that's kind of different.
Thing.
Well, I gotta say something.
Clown emoji.
What do you guys think of Amy? I gotta ask this question.
Again, same thing. I find sometimes when the things she says in general kind of annoying sometimes, but in VC and what I've been listening to, it's pretty level-headed.
Yeah, like Amy is so respectable that I don't mind calling her she. Like that is like, and I don't do that. So
yeah, for me is that I only do that with people is that like, again, for me is that I don't mind homosexuality, right? Do I find it weird? Again, because I'm, religious and also I have some things that I find strange about it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but like, I don't really give a damn as long as you don't sit here and try to shove it down my throat, right? That's the only thing I don't care about. Yeah. Again, I'll call people by the preferred pronouns in general because I find it strange. So, like, if someone looks like a woman, you call me he right in front of their face. That's just a little strange for me.
True.
Like, again, it's either I'm trying to get back at them for being a dickhead, or they literally like they say they're a woman but look like a man. Like that's the only thing I have.
Right when it's like actually confusing and yeah.
Like this video of this guy game. Well, you can call him a guy because he literally just a guy in a dress. This like guy at like GameStop getting mad at the employee for calling him sir on accident. Like, yeah, kind of like that. Like when you look like a man, but you're just in a dress and makeup.
Got his
like
hat
basically doing when you're doing drag is something. Yeah, drag is something I have a real problem for because it's really just blackface women, right?
All right,
that's what it is.
Conversation may be coming.
Like for me, is that kind of like with the drag community and feminism? They can't really coexist because drag is just blackface women. Men trying to.
Right.
Oh, Jesus Christ! No. Yeah, exactly. I have really the problem with drag because first of all, it's fucking weird. Second of all, again, blackface women.
I would separate.
I lean the other way. I actually lean towards like being in favor of blackface and drag, like just because like just freedom in general. I'm a comedian.
Purpose.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh yeah, like Mrs. Doubtfire from.
Yes. Yeah.
From I see when it's drag, when it's like when it's just like the caricature of a woman, like blackface almost all the time is just like the extreme stereotypes of black people, right? Right, like I wouldn't really count what Robert Downey Jr. did in I wouldn't really count what Robert Downey Jr. did in Tropic Thunder. I wouldn't really. I mean, kind of like he acts like
that's
really
like technically blackface, but that's passing. He passed as black. That's the exact.
Yeah, it's not. It's not the It's meant for comedy, but it's not like
that's exactly. That is actually. There's a difference there between drag and trans.
Yeah, exactly.
Drag don't try to pass. They are
exactly.
purposely making
it's the caricature for most of it. It's just the caricature and the over exaggeration of it. That's who I have with. It's not Mrs. Doubtfire, whether it's for comedic or real purposes. I don't give a damn, unless you're trying to get in a women's bathroom. That's another thing, Like when it comes to trans things, if you're fully transitioned.
Can't help myself.
I've been watching that movie recently.
On this point, they won't. But
more of a Sam.
But I with blackface, it was very specifically looking down and degrading.
Trying to make fun of them, yeah. Exactly. Trying to make fun of them. Again, that's the reason why. Sorry.
Well, no, and that's why I would even separate out what Robert Downey Jr. did, which was not trying to make fun of them, and then drag queens, which are also not trying to make fun of women. So it's about intention. It's who are you trying?
Exactly. Some
if you are trying
like
to
it.
someone.
Like the Drew Paul drag race, whatever that guy's name is. Like that's what I wrote, because again, it's the RuPaul. It's the over exaggeration and a caricature of a woman, right?
Not win them over on that.
That's the ones I have problem with, right? Like it's just again the over exaggeration, like trying to be stereotypical.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it almost is like putting on the massive red lips, or white lips.
Exactly,
it's the exact same thing, really.
Exactly, like blackface, like
a massive afro, like.
Yeah, exactly, because they're trying to get. I'm sure why Robert Downey Jr. is different, because again, he's literally acting like maybe a black person would, like in a way of just trying to funny, and also again not just leading into. Okay, so I'm gonna sure paint my face black, have giant red lips,
I just thought,
and then say I like watermelon.
Yeah,
like
actually, what would cross the line? Actually, what would cross the line is a movie about like Neanderthals. If Robert Downey Jr. played a black person in a Neanderthal, like primitive. Yes, in a primitive. Scene.
Blackface is
It's funny that Ben Stiller got more hate for acting like a disabled person for his first part of the movie than like Robert Downey Jr. Okay, that's very funny. Yes, he got more hate than that.
And that's literally what the fucking joke was.
Exactly. So when it comes to that, right? When it comes to it's just like he got more. Ben Stiller got a lot of hate for that, both in the movie and outside of the movie. Though I think it's kind of messed up to make fun of disabled people. Yeah, I do kind of think it is, but again, like I found it funny that he got more hate than Robert Downey Jr. did.
But you guys are anti-blackface,
a tiny
right?
expert.
Are anti-blackface? Are you anti-blackface though?
Yes, yes, because almost in the context of it, yes, because in the context of it, it's meant to make fun of black people. Like,
I agree, but I would also push back.
I'm actually in favor of it because I'm actually in favor of it because it makes fun of black people.
Oh, God.
Like I have zero problem with making fun of any race at any time for any reason.
If it's meant to like I'm fine with jokes, but like it's
well, yeah, of course, with the intent.
It's a very thin line.
It should be.
But you're against actual racism, like judging people, not hiring.
1,000%. There's no difference between me and a black guy. Just again, physical differences. But am I more of a human than them? No. Like I just again, I think it's a very strange thing. I know why they do it. I don't understand it, but I know why. It's a strange thing to me. It's very strange because again, this was to me the black guy and a black guy next to me is that only physical differences. Only physical, right? The only difference is physical. And then you have that one weird OST guy trying to make up IQ and
Like I think the NBA needs some like diversity hires, like more white people.
So funny to me. It's like the opposite of what everything else is. They need more white people,
right? Like because it's based on merit. Like everyone gets their own. Every race gets their own.
But again, one thing is that one thing like you can spot out is that black people tend to be a little bit more athletic. Like their genes are a little bit better than like other races. Like again, those physical attributes, it's all okay to make those differences. Just don't like hate someone for it. Like that's strange.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
and like I have no problem. Right? Yeah, that was just a joke. I have no problem with the all black team, like because they're amazing at basketball, right? Like I don't care. Like,
But if it's an all-black
hire based
team
on
just
merit.
because they're black,
Yeah,
that's
don't-
different.
Exactly.
We should
So, like,
not
with the
hire
Alex Baldwin
based on-
situation.
And yeah, and hiring white people just because there's no white people is wrong
Exactly.
too. Like, yeah, it should be based on
Exactly.
merit.
So yeah. Okay. So what happened? Okay. So a good example I think of like hiring just because of their qualities is the Alec Baldwin situation. Like,
Yeah.
did you hear about that? Where like he shot. Okay. So besides his own impotence, right, with gun safety, that the person handling the firearms on set was an extremely awful like person to handle him, and she was basically hired to make like the Grammys has a diversity qualification thing now. Where you have to have a certain amount of
I
gay people,
know.
certain amount of minority. Like that's a thing for
Like,
a while.
and they keep
Some
on
amazing movies have been canceled out because they didn't have
going
enough
back
gay
and
people.
forth.
Yes, on the staff and stuff
It's
like
been
that.
hard to get.
So she was hired only to fill that spot, and then she eventually led to the death of somebody, like the actual
Holy
death
shit.
of someone. Yes. Again, it's Alec Baldwin's purpose for not making the for gun safety. It's also her fault. Again, for not being a good enough handler of the firearms,
You
of the
also
props and stuff like that.
just got acquitted of that trial.
Oh, I saw that too. Yeah.
Again, I'm all for diversity, right, in a culture and stuff like that. Because again, I, as a person who loves to study history, you see cultures who isolate themselves and they die out or they become extremely behind, right? Russia and China are amazing. Asia in general, because of the Mongols, they are amazing examples of,
That's
of
fair.
that.
But
truth.
actually, I like that. I like that there's indigenous tribes that are so far behind. Like, why would I don't want that to be not a thing.
Like, they want to have their. They don't have their like
Like,
being
if
the far
people
behind.
didn't-
Like when
like,
it's modern, when
if
it's
they were
countries
forced to
trying to be a
segregate-
part of each other.
Like, imagine indigenous people were forced to like assimilate or segregate, right? Like, that would be terrible.
Yeah.
Oh,
In a
you're
country
not
sense, I mean,
diverse
like,
enough. You need some civilization in there.
Exactly. But like again, like we should be going like not like the colonialists. Like again, if we can help other people, right? Try to actually help people. Yeah, we should. What the colonialists did is they go in Africa claiming to help people, but they just fucking all up, right? Like most of the problems Africa has now is because of colonial Europe.
Yeah. Yeah. Take it all and fucking leave them for dead.
I love you all.
So what are
Yeah,
we
like,
gonna do now?
I'm probably
We're
I'll
just
probably
talking,
leave.
I guess.
soon.
Go ahead. I guess. I don't know. We're just talking now.
But yeah, I
Hey,
will
Tex, wait. How old are you, Tex?
I'm 18.
18?
Yeah, I'm an older junior. I'm about to be senior in high school.
You're on the 18.
I thought
Yeah.
you were 27 or something.
Well, thanks, man. I mean, I feel like a 27-year-old.
Well,
I mean, yeah, I guess.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm like my
How do I
girlfriend's
sound
uncle
like,
was a
though?
pedophile.
How old do I sound?
I mean, I'd say like you're around like early 20s, I guess. Again, you have a very different accent
Yeah,
than I'm
like-
used to.
A different accent.
Yeah, again,
like-
I live in
like-
fucking Texas, my guy. The
So what do you
accents I
think?
know is I'd say around early 20s.
Okay, well, Amy, Diablo, what do you think?
I say a 30.
38, actually. I'll change my answer. 87. Is that better?
Oh, I'm not as old as fucking Joe Biden, bro.
Oh, I'm in my 30s.
Dude, okay, look. There's
Old
a lot of older people I thought in the server. There's some like for instance like Tony.
I think you
like
got my
a
age wrong.
grown man and married.
Yeah, there's some old farts in here.
And guys, I will
I
say,
don't say old farts, but like so what?
I'm 30. I'm 30.
Oh no, there's like
years
actually
old.
like 60-year-olds, like 70-year-olds.
Oh yeah, 100%. You remember that Indian dude? I forgot his name. It's been so Copia. You remember him?
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
Someone might remember him. Copia
Yeah,
was
Copia, I
35
remember him.
years old. Copia was
I'm
35
32.
years old.
that's around my age.
Copia harassed
I'm
you?
basically
Yeah,
around my age.
no. I don't care about how
Oh,
old he is,
you.
how he acted. How he acted. You would think it's like some like young guy, but no, he was like again a grown man who was my God. And, again, he talked about like having sex with prostitutes. Like again, he was a younger guy. Like, oh yeah, like this is awesome. But no, he was
He
a
was
grown ass dude.
he was LARPing as a millionaire living in California from India.
I think he actually was at least had some money because he's an engineer. Like he
And
actually was an engineer.
Mary just said Kopia harassed me. He was saying that I should be his in DMs.
Oh yeah, Cookie was he was great. He would kept offering to, like, when I was underage, to send me fucking pictures of prostitutes he fucked in Brazil.
He's a free spirit.
He was making this whole thing up, bro. It's not even true. Me and Tony talked before.
Yeah, again, I think he is. I don't think he's rich, but he was an engineer. Yeah, he leads. Oh no.
We got more
say
people here.
in like 15 minutes, I do have to go, guys. But I have enjoyed the debate.
Yeah, it was.
You
interesting. Okay, look. One thing I do want to bring up, and I hope you have an explanation for, is the Mandelbrot set.
Ah, yes. I was
Like, okay, basically, like, if you don't know what it is, it's a math equation where you put it into a graphing calculator and it creates a truly infinite image, right? Where you keep zooming in, you'll always find new Mandelbrot sets. What's your thoughts on that?
As in a fractal infinite?
Like, see, with that, like, just proving some sort of
Ticks.
mind.
You're fat, you're ugly,
Fascinating.
and you're nude.
I mean, you know.
You were born naked.
Oh, yes, exactly. I mean, hey, squatting 700 pounds comes at a cost.
Like having your clothes ripped apart?
Oh my god. Wait, what? What do you mean clothes ripped apart?
Because of holding that weight.
Oh my god, I thought you were someone I knew for a second, because that actually happened to me today. So I wear double XL clothes, and these Nike shorts that I was wearing, they're not tight normally, but I guess I shouldn't be working out with them. I was squatting down. I was doing about 375 because today was my first day fully back into football, and the fuckers ripped.
Oh no!
Like right in right. Thank God they had a lighter on, and of course I had fucking underwear. I'm not an animal, but like, yeah. Everyone was watching because I was one of the last lifters because I never had a group. It's like it was pretty funny. But yeah,
so I
should have bought like 2X in them or something like that.
So like I have a question.
Are weird.
I have a question.
Oh, ask away. Yeah.
Does your fart catch fire, or like if you fart and use a lighter?
I think we have
does it
gone
catch fire?
As far away
that.
from theology.
You're tempting me to try it now.
Wait, let me think about that.
I actually have never tried that, but I want to.
Okay, not too far away.
Yeah,
from theology,
I've seen this on a fucking GIF.
I'm scared the flame will go inside.
Oh, just have someone do it for you.
Catching on fire. Like, why are we talking about this?
You gotta check the chat.
We're talking about how. Okay, so we're also talking about like, okay, is God real? And then a few minutes, like about 10, 20 minutes later, okay, so can your fart catch on fire?
The next
look at the GIF I just sent.
I think okay, being for real, isn't a fart like methane gas, something like that?
Yeah,
I think it could catch on fire theoretically. I think it could.
SpaceX right there, bro.
We've hit the peak, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it is like.
Okay, I'd rather know. What are y'all's thoughts on the Trump attempted assassination? What's y'all's thoughts on that?
Oh my god!
I think Ukraine did it.
I'm happy he didn't get hurt. I still want him to go to jail.
Yeah, like for me, is that
so? I think either some.
Yeah, hold on. Sorry, yeah. Go ahead.
Okay,
look, for me, is that do I think both of them are piece of shit? Yes. Still, not piece of shit. Like, I think Trump is a horrible fucking person. In his personal life, he is a horrible fucking person. But president-wise, I think he was a lot better than Biden, and I'm going to vote for him because there's no way Robert Kennedy Jr. is getting the fucking presidency.
Yeah, true. Yeah, there's no point.
So who you're voting for?
The only reason why I vote for Kennedy Jr. is because the guy was doing pull-ups. 70 years old.
Yeah.
We have both Trump and Biden are they're both so fucking old. Like,
Yeah.
there's a certain point where you're just like, you're so old, like you are out of touch with society, and both Biden and Trump are like that. Again, I think Trump is a piece of shit in his personal life, right? Piece of shit in his personal life. Do I think he was a better president than Biden? Yeah. Well, again, was he an amazing president? No, but a better president than Biden, right? I can excuse Biden's economic problems between 2020 to 2022, right? Maybe start 2023, because COVID hit like a fucking truck. Like, almost no good president's going to be able to handle that good. But end of 2023 and 2024, fuck no. Me, I live in West Texas. I live where gas and oil is fucking produced. And we even have high gas prices in this area.
Well, I just will say,
How?
I will walk over glass day and night, as they are both equally old contestants. But let me tell you, Donald Trump is a degenerate. He tried to cheat during an election. And I will say he not only did tax fraud, but a whole bunch of other crimes. Not only that, but he was a terrible president. Comparatively, Joe Biden, not only is his staff, his admin has been better in almost every category. Even the things that
Biden, that's his name.
Biden seems to do better on. So, for example,
did you see
immigration?
Did you see Trump was acquitted as well of the hidden documents or whatever?
The classified documents.
So you guys are all from America?
Which is
I'm Canadian.
I can't believe that he was let go of that for that.
Get
out. He actually
I knew he was going to say that.
I'll see myself.
But the economy
you're ready from Quebec. Please tell me you're from Quebec. If you're from Quebec, just jump right now. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, that's good advice. That is good advice, actually. Yeah.
But we
So here's my good Quebec because it's French.
Guess where I'm from.
Sorry, Amy's trying to talk.
Romania?
I'm sorry.
Is it Romania?
No.
It's
somewhere from the Middle East.
Oh shit.
Romania is the Middle East. I don't know where they're from, but what?
Hey,
let's
I'll reassure you, I don't know how to use RPGs.
Okay, so you're not from Afghanistan.
But you get proficiency.
Is your country severely and utterly broken because of the U.S.? Like, has the U.S. invaded your country, like to fight against terrorism or just for oil?
No, but my country is kind of invaded. We were considered U.S. allies.
Saudi Arabia?
Poland?
It's next to Israel.
Oh, he said the Middle East.
Next to Israel? So you're
Jordan.
So are you like immediately next to Israel?
Jordan.
Jordan. Oh.
The gun-looking state.
Georgia. You're from where Stalin is from? America?
I'm from Jordan, dude.
Yeah, I know. I'm making a joke. Also, have y'all ever seen that?
Imagine if I was from
Stalin?
Georgia and I support Russia. That would be so fucking confusing.
Yeah. Like, okay, like on another note, have you ever seen a picture of like young Stalin, quote unquote? Like it's like
yes.
Have you ever seen that picture?
He is absolutely hot.
Yeah, turns out it might be fake.
Really?
I've heard some things that it might be fake. Yeah, not because it's like some type of Russian propaganda type thing, but I just turns out this might be fake.
I don't know if that's
like
true
it's
enough.
like it's someone that's from Georgia, but like from like a prison in Georgia.
Oh, and it like resembles him probably.
Yeah. Again, it might be. It doesn't really matter how he looks.
Do you think? I have a question, guys. Speaking of Russia, do you think the West underestimated Russia's power?
No.
World War II?
No.
No, like today.
Oh, no, presently.
Russia has lost the vast majority of its.
I do.
You think?
Power, yes.
And the way that the Russian government works is that a lot of it's like people trying to be Putin's favorite. A lot of backstabbing. Fuck no.
But they're stuck in a trench warfare, right? They're stuck in World War I style trench warfare of Ukraine.
It's because of drones, yeah. Well, they're not kind of stuck. The front lines are kind of moving, but yeah, I get what Am is talking about.
They were stuck for a while.
He's right.
Again, call them Russian unpowerful because
About
of
which
their government.
part?
I'm not talking weak because
What's
of
up,
Ukraine
Richard?
war.
So,
America had the
what-
same
what-
exact problem with Afghanistan.
What is the comment you guys are gonna have if I told you I'm pro-Russian?
I mean,
I
on
mean,
this
I wanna
server,
hear
that's
your
I
not
hate
comments.
Ukraine
surprising.
with a passion. So
And I
I
very
mean,
much
if it's
want
in the
Russia
if it's in the
peace.
context of you, again, dude, I'm not somewhat
One at a
American. I'm
time.
a
I can
conservative.
hear
Right?
you, boy.
Sorry.
Oh, you
Amy
suck
said
dicks.
she wouldn't be surprised. Amy said she wouldn't be surprised. I'm just saying, I'm not one of those
Why would you
American
be
people that's like all
surprised?
scared of Russia. No, she wouldn't be surprised.
Because this is a
Oh.
very, as far as the server goes, it leans towards the right. It leans towards religious. There's even a high amount of more Eastern Orthodox than I would say are in my
Oh,
country.
yeah, that's not
Tone.
even much people.
Tony! Come on! Yes, yes, yes.
But my
Let's
last
fuck
sales
boys.
pitch.
I see.
Can I just do my last sales pitch and I'll give it to you, Tex? I feel bad because I wanted to say this. I can't help it because it's not
Say it.
about it for U.S. elections. It's not about the person that we're voting for. It's about the admin that they're going to hire. And I just believe that Trump is going to hire crazy people or religious nut jobs because he doesn't mind giving them power if they like him. And Biden is going to give sane moderates. I get that there's going to might be disagreement there, but he has had we have the highest employment, the lowest unemployment. We have a high GDP. We have high stocks. I don't know why you have high gas prices. We have low gas prices where I live. The vast majority of margins. I live near DC.
Okay.
But in most metrics,
Yeah, the gas prices are insanely low over there.
And I will also point out that the things that he promised, like building a wall, he actually had illegal immigration go up under Trump, and legal immigration went down under Trump. And when a fentanyl border bill was about to be passed, he said that they should not pass it because Democrats don't deserve a political win. And so it's like he doesn't actually care about the border, but he made himself synonymous with border security because he was at a rally and they said, build a wall. And he's like, you like that? You like that a lot? Sure, I'll say that over and over. But he got caught hiring illegals to work at one of his Trump organizations.
Okay. So I want to ask a question. When you say religious nut jobs, are they nut jobs? Because some people mean religious nut jobs
Yes.
they're religious in any
No,
extent.
no, no.
Like, do you think they're nut jobs because they're religious, or they are
No.
religious nut jobs?
No, it is the last dying breath of the far right. So Joe Biden is a Catholic. I don't want him to be a Catholic, but he's not a religious nut job. There are lots of
I
Protestants
wouldn't
and
call Joe Biden
Catholics.
religious in any extent.
Whoa, Jaden.
Well, religious is in like on the debate. I mean, this is how fractured this debate would be, is because Stephen Colbert is on the other side of this. He's technically a Catholic too, and we all view him as the most liberal thing since Liberaltown. And so there are same theists. Trump is an atheist. I know he's an atheist. I would say he doesn't really give a shit about any of that stuff. But he will give the far right the keys because they will look at him and say, oh, you're from God. You're the next best thing since Jesus. And he'll go, great.
Yeah, oh my God. That's what I hate so much, people thinking Trump is some type of savior. I'm so glad my mom got out of that phase of like believing in Trump. Hell, I did too. Oh my God. Treats him like some sort of savior. Jesus.
How do you explain the failed assassination attempt then?
How difficult it is to aim a gun, even for people with training and experience.
God saved.
I mean, it's kind of.
He hit his ear.
Exactly.
That's
That's even more fucked.
So then was it a
I
false
don't
flag?
think politics right now how divided
Like
people
Trump
are. I don't have a good feeling about this next few years. I don't. Almost like maybe if RFK got you know, fuck, I forgot like the abbreviation for his name. Maybe if he got presidency, but I don't feel good about either. I almost call him Bo Jiden. Fuck you.
Bo Jiden.
Wow, let's call it Bo Jiden. So I don't either Joe or Trump winning. I don't feel good about these next few years, no matter either of them winning. And I'm mainly talking about like civilians. I'm not talking about like economy, right? I'm talking about like people. Like the conflicts are going to start from that. I don't have good feelings from it.
I agree with you. I think they're both old. I think they are both not the people who I wanted to vote for or the people that we should be voting for, but I still will stand by it. I know whose staff is going to be in power, and it's not going to be the crazy left. It's going to be the moderates.
Okay, so I understand where you're coming from. Okay, I mean, 2 years ago I would have called you some of the gamer words, but we're not talking about that. I could see what you mean. Okay, yeah, I understand that. I understand that. Yeah,
and I'm
like,
not. And for my part, I will put out there, I'm not anti-Republican or anti-conservative because I don't think Trump is either of those.
Oh, no, they haven't had balls in years.
But yeah, I guess on that note. Oh no, Tex, you're about to say something, but then I'm gonna leave.
Yeah, Amy, I was just gonna say I miss you as mod on MDD.
Oh, thank you.
I want to be mod so bad.
Look, I gotta say something to Abby. I think it's more interesting to see you talk about how do I say, like, different subjects
I
or other
one
subjects.
trick pony.
I'd say VC is a lot better. Talking to VC is a lot better than talking with you on text.
Yeah,
I'd say that.
That's correct. I just got this ugly profile picture, but it works.
Yeah, as long as you like it. But yeah, on that note, guys, I love you all, and I'll come back and have more fun later.
Yeah, good talking.
It was good talking to you. Have a good day.
Hey.
All right, y'all. All right. I am going to do like a quick warning. As nice. I feel like I did actually win them over, so I feel bad saying this. The race conversation made me really awkward and made me feel like they were bouncing off each other in a way that I couldn't butt in without. And I feel bad because I often butt in on people. I do blame my ADD. I get super excited and I sit there and I both try and wait, because you don't want to just sit there and wait for yourself to talk. You have to absorb new information. And so it's both of those things. But I am glad. I feel like that was actually in some ways a positive conversation. I feel like I won them over on some views, and in their defense, I feel like I understood their position better now on some views. I love you all. I think I'm going to keep the title. No, that actually a debate about debates, religion, and LGBTQ, and everything in between. Maybe you should add in race somewhere in between there. I will say, I do want to say something about that, okay? Because, I said, I half agreed with them on the Robert Downey Jr. thing, and then they piggybacked off that for 5 minutes. But there is a difference between representing someone with dignity, respect, you look sexy, and belittling someone, which is what blackface historically has been made to do, with black lips, with red lipstick, or black face, I should say, as I get the two confused. And that is why it is inappropriate to do. It's mean and mean-spirited. The argument may have been ignorance of the past, but we know otherwise now. With drag queens and drag men, which I often point out because it's so funny how both drag kings and FTMs are completely ignored in the conversation. And I'm not sure that's a good or a bad thing, because it counters a lot. I don't want my brothers to be put in the line of sights, but it does counter a lot of their arguments, because then they would have to be like, well, you're mocking men. Are drag kings mocking men? I don't think so. I think they're just trying to have a good time. I think they're using fun clothing. I think it's oftentimes an outlet for men or women who don't want to live full time in the other gender to enjoy some of the dress up and the fun things. If they're dressing up in it and they're doing it for, non-money reasons, chances are they enjoy it on some level. And it wasn't talked about, but I find the reason that most people look down on drag queens and drag in general is because we view it as something sexually. I don't view it as something completely sexual. I think that it can be divorced from it. I think it can be just fun makeup and dresses. And that's why Drag Queen Story Hour is so confusing to religious conservatives, because they're like, why is something sexual being done in front of children? Well, they're not. They're reading a book about why friendship conquers all, or why we should treat everyone nice. That's what's happening in those hours. And so I think if it were the horror stories that religious conservatives were showing, with trying to show someone being risque at a gay pride parade and then saying this is what's happening in the library. No, it's not. They're probably looking their Sunday best. And so I don't know. I just felt like I had to. I don't want to put too many warnings, because like I said, these are spicy conversations, and the whole point is that I'm supposed to go in there and have them with people who disagree with me. But I feel like I have to put that on top because, they were having a conversation. All right. What is the DBK? I shouldn't have made such. Oh, thank you. Uncharacteristic assumptions about you've earned my respect many times over by who you are and how you act. I should have. Oh, thank you so much, DBK. Well, I'll tell you, I think part of this, episode was because, people often who I don't talk to a lot get very angry at me in chat. I find that in a lot of these debate servers, I have people who I debate with back and forth over and over and over. And I guess I get a little desensitized to it, because I every once in a while will get someone that basically says, well, you're just trying to pee on something that everyone loves. It's just their beliefs. Why not let them have their beliefs? And it's true. I want people to have their beliefs. I want people to, if they want to be Christian, Jewish, Hindu, Baha'i, whatever your faith is, I don't want to forcibly take it from you, because that would actually, if anything, it would just cause resentment. The person would just have their God in the back of their mind while they smiled in front of me because I had forced them to do something. I don't want that. I want to convince people, both hearts, or I did it opposite again, mental dyslexia, both minds and hearts, dare I say hearts, because it does take both of those components. As atheists, agnostics, skeptics, we are often all about that data, and we should be. But we should often ask ourselves why data sometimes doesn't move people, that we go, look, it's a clear data set. This is where it leads. Why can't you see? It may be because there's an underlying emotion, whether irrational or rational, because, I can honestly think of both hell and a family member who is supporting you, both good reasons. And so, all right. I think with that, I'm going to send some love out. I see people in chat. Thank you so much, DBK, Doorknob Head, Winston's mom, Udif, Nerdy Rodent, God equals the square root of -1, Richard, Davegar and Doorknob Head, Batman, everybody who's been hanging around. I will probably be doing a stream soon with James, so look forward to a fantastic, possibly midnight stream or something. But with that, I hope you all had a good time on this episode of Impromptu Debate You. Please don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, leave a comment if you thought anything was interesting or fascinating. You can hit that all button to all, that bell icon to all, and you will get reminders to see our premieres or join our live streams. In fact, say goodbye at the end of this, and I will show your name up on the screen. Thank you to all of the people who sent all of the support. I want to thank all the people who sent in super chats. Thank you so much, Calasia. And I didn't get to read it the first time, but I'll read it now. For a shower after dipping your toes in that room. I know. I think we're gonna need a bubble bath. Though I'm still sending love to everybody out there on Discord too, as well as the Politics of Religion server for letting me do what I do. Boo doo boo boo. Boo. You can hear the gears are turning. I want to thank all of our awesome people in chat, our amazing mods that make this stream so great, and lovely viewers like you who make this channel even possible. Please don't forget to like, follow, subscribe. Oh, I said that one already. The TOS is going to charge me double. They're listening. They are not YouTube, but I know that there are just devices out there. We were searching for couches the other day, and we wanted to go out, and we went to different places, and then we got home. Advertisements for couches. It could have just been a coincidence. Sure. Once again, I'm being told by Soros to stop talking about this subject. Are you sure? Oh, really? And you make, ooh, that's a lot. Okay, sponsored by Nabisco. Anyway, you can also join our Skeptic and Ranting Discord server, the link of which is in the description below, along with all of our channel members that help us make so much awesome fun content, and our Patreons at patreon.com/Amy Newman. I'm Amy Newman, and along with James W., we hope that you all have a fantastic rest of your night. Is there anyone else live right now? There's no other skeptic I can send you to. Nothing. All right. I hope you all have a fantastic, skeptical day, morning, or night.